So welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily MCQ Practice. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs through a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. The idea is very simple. We want you to revise your current affairs and we want you to revise them through MCQ practice. Much needed MCQ practice that would come in really handy when you're giving your prelims examination next year. MCQ practice should be a daily habit of yours, all right? And since current affairs form a very important portion of your prelims examination, you need to practice MCQs from current affairs as well. Therefore, you should make this lecture series a daily habit of yours because through this, you'll be practicing 4 to 5 MCQs from current affairs. And these 4 to 5 MCQs practiced on a daily basis would add up to more than 1200 MCQs. Yes, 1200 MCQs from the topic of current affairs alone. Not polity, geography, history, no. From current affairs alone. So as far as current affairs are concerned, you don't have to worry them at all in your prelims examination, but provided you have followed this lecture series regularly, consistently. You have made it a part of your daily routine. All right, enough of the introduction. Let's straight away jump into the discussion, starting with question number 1. Consider the following statements regarding National Human Rights Commission, a statutory body formed in 1993 to investigate cases related to human rights violation. It can investigate matters only within 1 year of their occurrence. Chairperson and members of NHRC have a term of 5 years until the age of 65. Its recommendations are binding on the government. Okay. So National Human Rights Commission is the nodal body to handle human rights related cases in India. It makes sure that there are no human rights violations in the country. If there are human rights violations, then NHRC is empowered to investigate those matters. Okay. It also has the power to recommend to the government to come out with policies that would promote human rights in India. Okay. Now, this NHRC is formed under an Act of Parliament. Okay. Prohibition of Human Rights Violation or Promotion of Human Rights Act 1993. So it was formed in 1993 as per an Act of Parliament. So it's a statutory body. Yes. Now, the thing is, as far as the investigative role of NHRC is concerned, it can investigate cases of human rights violation, but within 1 year of their occurrence. You cannot start investigating a human rights violation case 20, 30 years back. No, within 1 year. So this is also correct. Now, NHRC has a chairperson and members. Okay. Chairperson should be a Supreme Court judge, preferably Chief Justice of India, retired Chief Justice of India, but a retired Supreme Court judge. Okay. And these people, these members of NHRC, including chairperson, are appointed by President on the recommendation of a selection committee. Okay. This selection committee has 6 members. Prime Minister of India, Home Minister of India, Leader of Opposition, both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Okay. Then Speaker of Lok Sabha, Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. So these are the 6 people on whose recommendation President appoints these people. Okay. Now the term of these people is till they achieve the age of 70 years, not 65. Okay, term of all these people, chairperson and members. So this statement is false. Now the thing is, NHRC is only a recommendatory body. Even after investigation, if it finds that government was falling short of ensuring human rights compliance, it can censure the government, it can ask the government to take following steps, but those steps are up to the government to follow or not. Okay, it is only a recommendatory body. Its recommendations are not at all binding on the government. So this is false. Only 2 statements are correct. B. Question 2. Consider the following statements regarding agriculture and food systems of India. Fertilizer response ratio of Indian soils has increased in the past few decades. Mixed farming, zero tillage, farm waste recycling, use of compost are some of the practices associated with regenerative farming. Soil organic carbon content of Indian soils has declined considerably since Green Revolution. Okay. Now look. Since Green Revolution, which was a good revolution, it made India self-reliant in food production. But Green Revolution entailed usage of fertilizers. In fact, too much usage of fertilizers, too much usage of pesticides, too much usage of water. Okay, this was what was in Green Revolution. Now, with the overuse of fertilizers and pesticides, soil fertility has declined considerably. Now, when your soil is not, then your crops don't grow properly. In fact, crop yield gets hampered. It declines if your soil is not fertile. So, to compensate for the loss in crop yield due to soil fertility, farmers have to add more fertilizers. Because soil is not fertile, it doesn't have enough nutrients. So, to protect your crop yield from falling, you add more fertilizers. These fertilizers further damage the soil. Then, this damaged soil further leads to crop yield losses. Then, more fertilizer is added. Okay, and this is a vicious cycle that goes on and on. Now, in the past few decades since the dawn of green revolution, India's fertile response ratio, that means the response in crop yield per kg fertilizer use, okay, fertilizer response ratio of Indian soils has declined considerably. It means that now you have to add more fertilizers to get the same amount of yield that came from very little fertilizers few years back. Okay, so India's fertile response ratio has declined because of overuse of fertilizers. Now, to solve this problem, a new idea is being floated called regenerative farming. Regenerative farming is a type of farming which not only improves crop yield but also takes care of soil, environment, water, everything. Now, this involves mixed farming. Mixed farming means on the same piece of land, you're growing crops, you're rearing animals like cattle, poultry, and whatnot, and you're growing forests also for timber. So, mixed farming, zero tillage, don't till your land, farm waste recycling, use of compost instead of fertilizers are some of the practices associated with this regenerative farming. Absolutely correct. Now, because of overuse of fertilizers, carbon content, organic content in your soil has declined because these fertilizers are made of chemicals and these chemicals leach into the soil. Therefore, organic content in your soil declines and chemical content increases. And organic content is all about carbon. So, soil organic carbon content of Indian soils has declined. Absolutely correct. Okay, so 2 and 3. Question 3. Which of the following statements is are correct regarding Belgaum session, Congress session of 1924? It is the only Congress session that was presided over by Mahatma Gandhi. Belgaum, currently a district of Karnataka, was part of Bombay Presidency during British rule. Belgaum session was instrumental in bringing Congress and Muslim League together on one single platform. All right. Now, currently we are in 2024, and in 2024, it has been 100 years since the historic Congress session of Belgaum, Karnataka. Okay. Now, why is this Belgaum Congress session of 1924 historical? Because it is the only Congress session which was presided over by Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was the tallest leader of Congress, but he never became the president of Congress session except Belgaum session. Okay, so it is the only Congress session that was presided over by Mahatma Gandhi. Absolutely correct. Now, to mark the 100-year anniversary of this historic Belgaum session, Congress is organizing, the current Congress party is organizing various events in Belgaum. The thing is that Belgaum has a new name now. It was called Belgaum in 2024, but now it's called Belgavi. And it is in North Karnataka. Okay. Now, Belgaum, currently a district of Karnataka, was part of Bombay Presidency during British rule. Now remember, there was no such state called Karnataka during British rule. Okay, there were three major presidencies: Bombay Presidency, Madras Presidency, Bengal Presidency. Right now, North Karnataka was part of Bombay Presidency. Maharashtra, Gujarat, and North Karnataka were part of Bombay Presidency. So Belgaum or Belgavi was part of Bombay Presidency during British rule. South Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, some part of Andhra Pradesh were part of Madras Presidency. Okay, and Bengal, Odisha, Bihar, they were all part of Bengal Presidency. Any which way. Belgaum, currently a district of Karnataka, was part of Bombay Presidency. Absolutely correct. Now, Belgaum is historical not just because of Mahatma Gandhi, it was historical because of the fact that Congress and Muslim League came together in this session. No, this is not correct. Okay, Congress and Muslim League came together in the Lucknow session of Congress, not Belgaum session. And this Lucknow session happened in 1916. Belgaum session is famous for Mahatma Gandhi because it is in this session that Mahatma Gandhi popularized khadi and village industries. He popularized abolition of untouchability. He popularized participation of masses in India's freedom struggle, because earlier it was only urban middle class that was actively participating in freedom struggle. But Belgaum session actually set the ball rolling for participation of masses, rural masses. Okay, and he also talked about Hindu Muslim unity, communal harmony, basically, in Belgaum session. Any which way, 1 and 2 only are correct. Answer is A. Fourth question. Consider the following regarding annual survey of unincorporated sector enterprises. It is released on an annual basis by Reserve Bank of India. The unincorporated non-agricultural sector employs more workers from rural areas than urban areas. Okay. Now look, what are unincorporated enterprises? Well, these are businesses that are not corporate businesses. So they are not established as corporate entities. These are simple businesses. Okay. This includes small enterprises. Okay. This includes street vendors, because street vendors are also having their own business, but they are not corporate entities. This includes small shopkeepers. They're also businessmen, but basically they're not corporate entities. So these are unincorporated enterprises. Now, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation every year conducts a survey of these unincorporated enterprises, okay, to gather economic data from this sector. So it is released on an annual basis, absolutely correct, but not by RBI, by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Okay. Now, there are around 12 crore workers employed in unincorporated non-agriculture sector. Okay. Non-farmers. Okay. Unincorporated businesses, which doesn't include self-employed farmers. So it employs 12 crore workers, of which around 5 crore something are in rural areas and 6 crore something are in urban areas. So urban areas employ more unincorporated workers than rural areas. So this statement is also false. Neither. And question 5. Consider the following statements regarding Ken-Betwa river linking project. Ken-Betwa are peninsular rivers that are right bank tributaries of Yamuna. The project is implemented by Uttar Pradesh government, Madhya Pradesh government and Union Ministry of Jal Shakti. The project will lead to large-scale deforestation of Panna National Park. Okay. Now look, way back in 1980, there was this plan called National Perspective Plan. This plan found out that there are some areas in India which are water surplus, and there are some areas in India which are water scarce or water deficit areas. Okay. So this National Perspective Plan actually planned that some rivers which have surplus water, we can transfer water from these surplus areas to these deficit areas, right? And we can do that by interlinking some rivers. Surplus rivers to deficit rivers, we can link these rivers through canals, and we can transfer surplus water to deficit areas. Okay. It basically proposed 30 river linking projects. 14 of those projects involved Himalayan rivers, and 16 of those projects involved peninsular rivers. Okay. Now, Ken and Betwa are peninsular rivers. So, among these 30 projects, Ken-Betwa River Interlinking Project is one such project. Now, Ken and Betwa, though are peninsular rivers, but they join Yamuna from below. So these are right bank tributaries of Yamuna River. Absolutely correct. Under this project, surplus water from Ken River would be transferred to Betwa River. Okay. Now, both Ken and Betwa River flow or drain the Bundelkhand region, which lies in both UP and MP. Okay. Therefore, this project is being implemented by state government of UP, state government of MP and Ministry of Jal Shakti. Absolutely correct. Now, this Bundelkhand region has many wildlife sanctuaries and national parks. The most famous national park is Panna National Park. And this project has the potential of destroying some of the ecosystems of this Panna National Park, which is also a tiger reserve. Okay, Because to transport water, first a dam needs to be constructed on Kane River. Then that dam will store water and transport that water through a canal to Betwa River. Right? Now, by the construction of that dam, it is known as Dodhan Dam, a lot of area would be submerged underwater. Many people would lose their homes. Many habitats of different wild animals would be destroyed. Okay, Panna National Park is right. Basically, Dodhan Dam is right in the middle of Panna National Park. So it will lead to large-scale deforestation of Panna National Park. This is also correct. D. All right. And with that, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I hope it added some value to your preparation, but it would add more value if you revise this lecture also. Please take a look at the written detailed solutions to each and every MCQ discussed above. Now, those solutions are provided in our notes, and those notes are available on our Telegram channel. The link to our Telegram channel is provided in the comment section below this video. All you have to do is just click on that link. It will take you to our Telegram channel, and from there you can download the notes for not just this lecture, but all the other lectures featuring on our YouTube channel. On that note, I'll be signing off. Thank you so much, everyone.